how the last 10% takes as much energy as the first 90%. And that last 10% is really about getting your customers on board, and it takes so much of time and effort to think that just because you've done your market research and you have your validation, and because people have been very happy about your product, that customers will just come flying in and they will start using your product, is a very, very wrong assumption that most startups make. So I think figuring out who your customer is an ongoing process. It doesn't happen at the time of market research and ends there. Your customers are evolving, their needs are evolving, and once your platform is built and you start showcasing it to people, you will find more, you will either find that there are new segments of customers to whom you can sell that product, or you will find that the segment is limited and very specific, but by bringing on the influencers in that segment, you can roll it out to everybody who falls in that segment. So really understanding the customer is an ongoing process. It doesn't end. Outside of an accelerator, we find it very difficult to connect with mentors, to connect with people who can look from outside in and tell us this is where you're going wrong and this is what you're doing right, so you should do more of it. I can't just approach somebody and say, oh, you've been in the retail space, can you give me feedback on this? He's not even going to give me time, right? But joining an accelerator makes it so much easier to have access to people, to mentors who have experience in the field and who can actually add value to the process, and point out things which will probably become issues for us sometime later. So discover them sooner than later, essentially. I think over here it would make sense for me to say that as a startup, as a founder, or I didn't really know all the ways in which an accelerator could help, right? And most founders don't. Most founders don't understand that if in the first 6 months of their startup journey, if they were to join an accelerator, that they could benefit from it in various ways. And I think that is a huge challenge. If people opened up a little bit more to joining accelerators, they would really understand the true value that can be derived from it, maybe through networking, or even working in a space with other startups who are as enthusiastic in their journey as you are, is very motivating, because we all have our times when we are like, I'm giving up because this is just so difficult, and then seeing everybody else just go at it and keep moving forward makes so much of a difference.